Hello everybody. So today here I am at the Jamaican High Commission with the Excellency here. Hello sir.
Hi, good afternoon.
Good afternoon sir. So we have all read about Jamaica as a country. So why don't you tell us more about the country? Let our viewers also know more about the country. So if we talk about what is that one must do thing in the country?
Well, the thing about Jamaica is a country of superlatives. Best, fastest, coolest in the world. And so there's no single one thing that you can do. But if you're short on time, I would give you my top choices of some of the best experiences that are to be had in Jamaica. First off, you have to visit Kingston. Kingston is designated by the capital, designated by UNESCO as World Creative City. That is because in Jamaica, we produce music. We have the highest musical production per capita than anywhere else in the world. And it is a place to go to come and feel the heartbeat of a nation and experience a live reggae show. So that's one thing you must do. The second thing you must do, Jamaica, of course, the original word means land of wood and water. And that's because we are replete with beautiful forests and the most crystalline waters you can find. So you must go to experience a proper Jamaican beach. And I won't leave it there because there are several rivers. So you must immerse in the water, at the sea, at a river, and some of the most radioactive spas for therapy in the world are found in Jamaica. Nice. So I would recommend you do this trifecta of sea, river, and radioactive spa. Third thing you must do is you must sample Jamaica through your palate. You must taste the food. Our food is among the best cuisines in the world. It's very spicy, but it's delectable, and it represents the spirit of the people. So you must sample jerk chicken, you must eat curried goat, and of course that has a strong Indian antecedent because, as you know, Jamaica is a land of many people, which includes Indians as well.
I think my question, again there is another question which I think you already answered before I questioned you about the similarities between India and Jamaica. So I think one is about the food, which I am sure you would agree to me because what you've told me, I immediately could relate to the Indian food.
Absolutely. The history between Jamaica and India go way back. If we think about one of the greatest navigational blunders in maritime history, which was when Christopher Columbus was discovered on our shores, lost thinking that he had found India, that he had circumnavigated to India, hence why the Caribbean is called the West Indies. That's our first association with India. But then, almost 200 years ago, after the abolition of slavery, the first indentured laborers from India came to work in the sugarcane plantations. So we have, as part of our people, a genetic link with India because Indians came to Jamaica and form part of society today. And it is evidenced in the way we look and the way we eat. So in terms of similarities with India, one thing is clear is that we both have a love for sport. And in that regard, I speak specifically about cricket.
I could understand, yes.
And so we have that, and we both have had our fair share of beating back the colonial masters at their own game in cricket. Another favorite pastime that we share in common is the love of music and the love of dance. There is nowhere you can go in Jamaica without feeling that rhythm, that pulse of the music. And of course, once you feel it, you have to move. And so you see that similarity there. A third comparison would be, of course, as I mentioned earlier, the love of our food. And that's where we really appreciate the spice of life. And our food is particularly spicy, particularly delectable, because that spice is nuanced and varied, and it has a character and a feel of what Jamaica really is. A melange of ethnicities, cultures, all brought together masterfully in one tasteful dish.
Nice, nice. And when we talk about music, so music is the culture of Jamaica.
Absolutely. When you think about music, our musical output, as I said earlier, we have the highest musicality per capita. I'm talking about performing artists, musicians. musicians, recording studio engineers, writers of music, players of instruments than anywhere else in the world. And this is because we have this musicality, a way of expressing ourselves through music that is uniquely Jamaica. So much so that Jamaica has given the world multiple forms of music. It first started with mento, which was a very simple folksy type of sound, which then transitioned to ska, which was a more upbeat tempo music, and it's very popular even today. But from ska we moved to rocksteady. From rocksteady we moved to reggae. And from reggae we moved to dancehall, and it continues to give. When you think about the origin of global music, we think about three primary originators. We think of the music that originated from the US. We think of music that originated from the UK. And of course, we think about music that has originated from Jamaica, because indeed, reggae music, it is said, is actually more than a genre. It's a social movement. It's a music that gives voice to the marginalized, to the oppressed. It's a music that speaks justice. It's a music that uplifts and enchants and makes you want to move. And when we think about the impact of this music on the world, just think the Time magazine album of the century and the BBC's Song of the Millennium are both authored by a Jamaican, and that Jamaican happens to be Bob Marley, and the album happens to be Exodus.
I think everybody knows about
and
it.
the song is One Love.
Everybody knows about it.
Absolutely. And so this is a tremendous legacy that we have, and it is something that India actually has some role in, because a part of our music is the Rastafari faith. And this is a religion that was born in Jamaica, given to the world. It's based on the oldest form of Christianity, the Ethiopian Orthodox Church. And within this religion is a sacrament of taking ganja, marijuana, which came to Jamaica from India. So there's an interesting link there. And of course, this plays a major role in the music itself.
Nice. And when we talk about rum, so what would you want to share with us?
Interestingly, as I mentioned earlier, rum was originally, rum is such a curious drink. You know, there is no, if you think about the origins of spirits, the Celts have Scotch and whiskey, the French have cognac and brandy, the Slavic peoples have vodka, yet rum is a drink that's so ubiquitous, everybody thinks it comes from their country. So it's a global spirit, but its heart is in the Caribbean. And Jamaica has one of the oldest rums in the world. Our rum was first bottled in 1749.
Wow.
So this rum has been around for some time. And it is because of our unique geography, our topography, our rainfall, that create a very unique product. The limestone in Jamaica creates a filter for the water, rendering...
So you know what you have to pick up when you're visiting to Jamaica.
Absolutely, you can't do without that. So our rum is particularly unique and particularly rich, and the spirit of our people is embodied in the rum. It tells the story of our triumphs over the years and reflects that uniqueness that is Jamaica.
Right. And I'll just ask the last question. You know, what would you want to tell us about the Bollywood getting shot in Jamaica?
You know, interestingly, I went to Bollywood some time back in 2007.
Okay.
And my goal then was to attract a Bollywood film production house to Jamaica. And I actually went on a Bollywood set. And whilst watching the filming of a particular scene, it was a dance routine, I couldn't help but notice that there were Jamaican dance hall moves incorporated in the Bollywood set. And it occurred to me that our culture had already reached India and is very much a part of this Bollywood scene. Of course, we never got that film company to come. However, it's important to note that Jamaica is one of the original film destinations because, I don't know if you're aware of this, but James Bond was born in Jamaica. Yes, he's a fictional character, but the author, Ian Fleming, wrote the entire 00 series whilst in Jamaica. He was inspired in Jamaica, and so some of the first 007 James Bond movies were shot in Jamaica, such as Dr. No. But then other major Hollywood blockbusters have been shot in Jamaica, and this is because we have such a unique aggregation of scenery that is unparalleled, as well as all of the mystique and the attributes that one look for. So we are very keen to bring Bollywood to Jamaica, where we will get a chance to showcase the best of our island and of course generate a broader awareness about what Jamaica really has to offer.
I think it's an excellent session having you know, to tell us about the country, and I think all of us really had a good time to know so much about the country. So I think once the borders open up, or I think the borders are yet to open, or they open?
So Jamaica is actually open. Jamaica is one of the first countries to open to tourists. We created a COVID safe corridor in which we had enhanced COVID protocols. The hotels were specifically certified to handle COVID rules, and so we have been open since the summer of 2020.
Wow.
So Jamaica is very much open, and the only thing that we don't have currently is a direct flight, but that
is working.
I'm hoping you're working on that. Yes.
So I think you've got all the more reasons to travel to Jamaica now that it is open, and I think this video is something which will actually give you the entire idea as to what to do and what not to do. And I hope you had a good session like we had an excellent session. Stay tuned. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.